Hey, what's up? I am Michelle B, and in this video I want to talk about habits that you need to stop doing, particularly at night. So a few videos ago I created a video on habits to stop doing in general, but in this video I want to focus a little bit more on the habits that you do when you get home from work or you get home from school that aren't benefiting your life at all. And once again, I want to talk about what you can replace these habits with and how you can stop doing them. I've talked a lot before about how little habits, baby steps, can change your life. The tiniest of changes can make the biggest of differences. So let's dive into the habits to stop doing at night. Firstly, always watching Netflix. Like, if every single day you get home from work and then you spend 4 hours watching Netflix, it's not going to feel fantastic in the long run. And I think most of you will agree with me on that. I feel like we're all guilty of this. Like, you've just had a big day at work, you get home, all you want to do is just like let your mind chill out. So you flick on a Netflix show. Instead, try switching it up. Try reading a book. And don't just read any book, read a book that's going to get you really inspired or excited about life. Pick a book intentionally so it doesn't just become absent-minded reading. So this is what I've been doing for the last few weeks. So I'm reading the book The E-Myth Revisited, the most boring sounding book of all time. And I'm not just reading it, I'm also implementing everything in it. Taking the time to do the work. If you are more of a visual person, you can chuck on a Skillshare course in the background. And once again, not just passively watch it, actually sit there, print out the worksheets, join the little community, put up your projects, and do the work. So I recently went through a Skillshare course, which was all about content planning on purpose. I now have the entire first half of 2019's videos planned out, and I feel really freaking good. Of course, when you're watching it, make sure that it's like earlier in the night, or you have night mode on, or you have some fancy glasses to protect your eyes from that blue light. So this video is actually sponsored by Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with more than 25,000 classes in things like design, photography, content planning, branding your business, starting a new business. Premium membership gives you unlimited access to all of the classes so you can go through them all, join communities and the groups that are right for you. It's a really good platform if you're in a space where you're just like not too sure where you're going and just want to dabble in creative fields or dabble in businessy fields even, and want people who are experts to sort of guide you through that process. You can join more than 7 million users on Skillshare by using the link in the description below. The first 500 of my subscribers will get their first 2 months for free by using my link. The next habit to stop is not closing out your day. If you have a day job or you're studying, it's really easy to take your work and your problems home with you. And if you get home every day and you are still thinking about those work problems, those school problems, whatever it may be, you're not going to be present in the moment with your partner, your family, your roommate, whoever you live with, or even with yourself. And that's going to feel like crap for them and for you. You need to be doing some kind of closeout ritual that lets you like take your work hat off and put on your home hat, which sounds so lame and cheesy, but it's real. It can even be you literally like pretending to take off a hat and putting on the new hat if you need some kind of physical trigger. You can also do like a proper mental closeout, like go through your to-do list, plan the next day, and then just go, okay, that's me done. I'm leaving my work here. As long as there's something to like signify, yes, work day is over, home time has now started. The next one is leaving your house messy. This has been a really big one for me recently. So I live in Australia. It's summer at the moment. It's really freaking hot. And that means there are bugs everywhere. So we've got spiders like the size of our hands, just casually chilling out in the shower. Not on like an everyday basis, but regularly, like it happens. It's not unusual. And my hatred for bugs, like it is so real, especially cockroaches, and cockroaches love the heat. So keeping my house clean at this time of year, especially at night, is incredibly important for my mental health, because I want to be able to get up at night and walk into pee without being frightened of what might be there waiting for me. Of course, there are way more reasons to keep your house clean aside from bugs. Also, it just makes you feel really good. You feel more productive when you're in a clean environment. There's nothing better than waking up in the morning to a clean space. So rather than getting home at night and collapsing on your couch, chuck on like a 10-minute timer on your phone. You don't realize how long 10 minutes is until you use a timer to track it. Run around your house, do as much cleaning as possible. Don't let yourself do any more or any less. And by the time that you're done, you're gonna feel so fresh. It's also a really good way to kick off your afternoon, because often when you get home, you're kind of just like, ugh. But if you chuck on a 10-minute timer and kind of run around and do all these things, you get in a mood where you're like, okay, my house is clean. Like I've already accomplished this one thing that took me literally 10 minutes. Now I'm going to do some other stuff. The next one is not unwinding before bed. So if you go straight from an intense TV show into your bed, You'll end up like I did the other week when I watched that new TV show You with the guy from Gossip Girl in it. I was in a frenzy. I am not good with TV shows that have a lot of suspense in them. So I was about to go to bed and I was just like, babe, I can't sleep. I actually can't. And Luke was like, what have you done? So on a normal night, I try to start getting ready for bed at like 8:30. 8:30 is the time where I'm just like, okay, no more TV shows, especially if it's a suspenseful, like thrillery type show. Or if I'm reading like a businessy book, it's like, okay, we need to put the businessy book aside. Otherwise I won't be able to sleep because I'll be so filled with inspiration. Because you just need that little gap of time where you can let your mind rest. And it's just such a knock-on effect when you think about it, kind of like all of our actions, I guess. But like if you watch a TV show and end up staying up super late at night, the light's blaring in your face, so you can't get to sleep as quickly as you'd like to. And then the next morning the alarm goes off, you end up waking up late because you're like, oh, well, I stayed up late watching that TV show. And then you feel really crap because you didn't get that thing done that you wanted to get done in the morning. Like it all just leads to another thing. These tiny habits, they make up our lives. Another thing to think about is adding something specifically to wind down. So there are actually a lot of like wind down yogas that are on YouTube, or just having a little wind down routine where you light a candle and you do some meditation pre-sleep. The next one is going to sleep at weird times. I find that if I have too many nights where I switch up the time that I'm going to sleep, it messes with everything. Like it's fine for a night, obviously. You can't go to sleep at the same time every single night if you have a social life. But if one night I go to sleep at 9, the next at 11, the next at 11, the next at 9, like my body gets so confused. If it goes on for like a few days, like I'll start to get headaches. I don't know, does anyone else get this? The sleep researcher Matthew Walker, who I have praised before in my video on getting a way better sleep, his biggest recommendation to anyone who wants to improve their sleep is to start going to bed at the same time and waking up at the same time. That's one of the best things that you can do for your sleep. And it's something that a lot of us don't do as just like a normal thing. If you want to learn a little bit more about how to get a way better sleep, I made a whole video on that and I really like that video. So I hope that you guys would too. I'll have it linked up here and I'll have it linked down below if you want to check it out. And the last one, which is one that I talk about in my sleep video, is lighting up your freaking house like crazy pre-sleep because it's so bad for you. This is another one that's gotten more and more real for me over time. Like as I've implemented a lot of different things to make sure that my house is very dark at night, I realize how much light affects me pre-sleep. Because white light is so freaking awful for you. And we all know this, yet we leave all of our overhead lights turned on and we are all sitting down with our phones in our faces. In my sleep video, I talk about how using an iPad for a few hours before bed has been shown to delay your melatonin production by up to 3 hours, which is absolutely wild. It can also affect your REM sleep, so you're getting a poorer quality sleep, and it can affect your sleep for the next few nights as well. So if you haven't already, make sure that you're switching your devices onto night mode. If you want to go extra far, you can get those fancy glasses that protect your eyes because they help a lot. Luke and I wear those, no shame. Turn off all the overhead lights in the house because they just shouldn't be on. You don't need them. Get some lamps, unless you're cooking. The only annoying one. If you like this video, you might like my video on bad habits to stop doing, just in general, bad habits that a lot of us do in our day-to-day lives and how to stop doing them. I'm gonna have that linked on the screen and I'm gonna have it linked down below as well. And don't forget to check out the Skillshare link in the description below. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I appreciate you guys so bloody much and I will see you soon.